Yeah, what were we talking about though? Oh no, cool. Because I was saying that my mom and my situation is not what we want, but I'm like I didn't want to leave the apartment I was at, but
Yeah.
that's what it is now. And
Right.
I'd rather be there.
And your mom didn't want anybody living at the house. You just wanted to be.
Well, no,
what's the word I'm looking for? Empty nest.
Well, she had my brother literally was moving out as I was moving in.
Exactly. She never got the empty nest she always wanted.
She really doesn't care. She'd rather have someone around.
Mm.
Like she woke up this morning and went right to my sister's house.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, bye. I'm going to Kibbles later, and that was it. So,
okay.
So I have the perfect thing before we start any of it. One, excuse me. Two, I think that if we're wrong in any of our guesses,
the fuck was one?
My burp.
Okay.
And I said, excuse me. What originally wasn't going to do that, and then I burped, and I was like, excuse me. Two, if any of our guesses for WrestleDream are off, someone should lose a finger.
No.
No? Okay, sorry.
That's too much.
And three, perfect cameo, Freddy Cougar. I mean, we've had Leatherface, right?
We have.
On the, yeah, see?
You're right.
Freddy Cougar showing up? Perfect.
He might be.
WrestleDream. He
I
comes
get
to your
it.
dream. Okay, I don't have to explain this, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast all about wrestling. In this corner, an author and a black belt, Kibbles.
Kibbles? What kind of name is that?
Pookie the Wolf is the best.
I forgot my copies. And in this corner, Pookie the Wolf.
Pookie the Wolf is one of the best.
Welcome to the Kibbles and Pookie's Squared Circle.
I get it. Also, I literally use these for my job.
Are you talking about the hand thing?
Yes.
You'll be fine. One of the fingers will be off. Just one. You're not gonna. Did I say hand?
You said
finger. I meant finger.
Well, I thought you meant we'd lose a finger for every one we got wrong.
No. It's just whoever loses just loses one finger.
I still don't agree.
By the end of 2 years from now, someone's gonna be having just a nub.
Yeah.
If we keep doing that bet.
Keep doing the bet. So should we jump right into predictions? Since we were just talking about that?
I guess so.
Okay.
I figured that's what we were going to talk about today.
I mean, I just didn't know if there was something else you wanted to say before that.
I figured get right into it, because then we can just go over the stuff we've missed for the past couple weeks.
Are you ready? There's 14 matches.
14 matches? What?
I mean, that's also if you count the pre-show.
I haven't been paying attention.
That's if you count the pre-show.
Why is ROH getting into all our business?
I know. That's what I'm saying. ROH should be its own thing. Let it be its own thing. Stop. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to go up the list here.
Okay.
Athena, Keith Lee, Satoshi
Kojima?
Kojima?
Yeah, Kojima.
Billy Starks against Lee Moriarty, Mercedes Martinez, Diamante, and Shane Taylor.
What the fuck is going on?
8-person mixed tag team match.
You know, it seems like a clusterfuck, but also we can't have 15 matches. 15 matches would be way too many.
That would be way too many.
14, we're good.
I mean, considering... So, it's 14 matches, and 4 of them are pre-show matches, which means 4 of them get less than 15 minutes. So, anyway.
What was the other one? The next one?
Oh, we're just going to skip that one?
I mean, I don't know what... I'm
picking Keith Lee's team.
I don't know what's going on. Was Keith Lee a ROH person? Was he ever on ROH?
He's been doing promos on Collision, and Shane Taylor has been.
Yeah,
he's the guy who fought.
Yeah,
That's it. I mean, maybe he's been on ROH, and I don't know.
I just mean, like, before he came to WWE, was he, like, doing ROH stuff?
Oh, was Keith Lee... I see what you're saying.
Yeah, has he been an ROH, like, guy before WWE and all that?
I don't know if he was an ROH guy, but I know him and Shane Taylor had something on the Indies. I think they were, like, a team or something at some point. I don't know if it was in ROH. But I know that they had a thing, which is the impotence of their, like, promo things, where every week Keith Lee is like, oh, people gotta watch out, but the bro never fucking wrestles on Collision, so I don't know what the fuck we're watching out for.
Indubitably. I am just waiting for
I have so many problems with AEW booking right now.
Did you see that slap, by the way? Speaking of Keith Lee.
I did.
His wife
She was
slapped
like,
the fucking taste out of Jimmy's
like,
mouth.
bitch.
Do you see all the different stuff that I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Austin Creed put up where it was just like different mashups.
Yeah.
Someone had the nerve to do the one of them was where, and I'm gonna explain it for everybody. One of them was like as soon as Mia Yim smacked Jimmy, it went right to Dearly Beloved from or Let's Go Crazy by Prince. And someone was like, "That's not funny, man, with all the wrestling deaths lately." It's like, what? It's a joke.
Yeah,
You can't take it that seriously.
That's not even that. It's not even close to being a serious joke.
Yeah.
Which is like, what? Yeah, whatever.
It's like, relax. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, I'm Keith Lee's team. I don't know.
I mean, Athena and Keith Lee, those are fan favorites for me as it is.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole Billy Starks thing in her. I'd like to, but I don't want to pay money to watch ROH.
If you stood 5 women up in front of it, I would. I don't know if
Are
I
you
could
saying
pick Billy Starks.
you don't know if you could
out
pick
of
Billy Starks out of a lineup?
out of a lineup.
Listen, if you put Billy Starks and
What the fuck does she look like? Hold on.
if you picked, I mean, we're not racist. She's a white woman.
Okay. I just meant I didn't. I haven't. I have no idea what she looks like.
But if you put Billy Starks and was it the woman that Julia Hart beat up last night, something Vixen or Vert Vixen or whatever?
Yeah.
If you put them together, I'd be like, I don't know who's who. If you
Okay.
put their names in different spots, I'd be like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know who's what.
I got you.
Unless they had like their names on their thing. But she's doing this whole like she's like Athena's biggest fan thing,
Oh.
which I like. Last time, what was the last event? All
All
Out.
Out?
When I was watching the pre-show, I didn't think you showed up yet.
No, I usually don't show up for the pre-show.
She had I'll keep that in mind for tonight. She had a a shirt that was like Athena's minion or the Athena's biggest fan or something, number one fan or something like that. And it's this weird thing where like Athena's like not mad at her, but kind of like looks back like, what the fuck's this weirdo doing? Like, it's this weird thing where like,
do you think it ends at whatever the next
ROH
pay-per-view is with a match between them?
Maybe.
Athena and Billy Starks?
Maybe. I don't know what they're doing.
And then Billy Starks grabs
like I said,
Athena's.
Hoo-ha?
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to do a
The Mickey James Trish Stratus thing?
Listen, I don't.
Probably not.
There's a lot of people who don't. I don't think there's that many people who go
Tony
back.
Storm kissed Saraya.
Yeah, but she's crazy.
That bitch is crazy.
That bitch is crazy. Who was the other person who said, "Yo, so and so's crazy"? I'm like, yeah, they are crazy.
Watch for the show.
You said somebody. You were like, "Yo, so and so's crazy." I was like, "They are." It was a dude. I forget who it was.
I don't know.
You texted me it, and so
might have been. I mean, there's a high possibility it's Darby Allin.
Oh yeah.
There's a high possibility it's Darby Allin.
Hold on. Let me look it up.
Another equally potential option would be what's his name from Bullet Club Gold? Juice Robinson.
Juice Robinson. It was Tony Storm's husband.
I was like, bro's crazy.
You're like, yo, Juice is crazy. He was like, yeah, Juice is crazy.
He is crazy. He peed on Andrade. Like a
peed
dog.
on Andrade.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like a dog.
Like a dog. So the thing, going back to Athena and Billy, I think no one ever goes back and goes, it'd be great if someone did the Trish Mickey James thing again. I don't think anyone's like, yeah, that was a great moment. It's just weird.
It is weird.
It's more of like controversial than like I wouldn't call it a cool moment. It's more of just like this is a weird moment that people are like, hey, remember this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. And like I said, I wouldn't pay money to find out what happens because I'm not going to pay for the ROH thing.
Yeah. My biggest problem was that I was like, oh yeah, I'll buy, like I'll pay into Honor Club and watch the weekly Ring of Honor. Like I'll see if it's any good. And they were like, here's the first episode, and like
super boring.
I got like an hour into it and I was like, I'm so like bored. There's no video packages explaining who these people are. And like, I mean, I get it. There are some people I knew, but it was still like there wasn't explanations of who these people are. The matches were very like it wasn't even like they were like, it's the new era of Ring of Honor and we're going to start with a banger match. Like it was like, we're going to start with your standard 8 to 10 minute TV pro wrestling match. And then like I don't think I cared about any of the matches or any of the people until halfway through the show when Zack Sabre Jr. had an awesome 15-minute match. And yeah, by the end of the first episode, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to cancel my subscription. There's no reason for me to watch this every week. It's not.
The first episode.
I was like, it's not interesting enough to make me watch every week.
The man left after the first episode. What are you doing, Tony?
Yep. I also think it probably doesn't, at least for me. Now, I know this isn't for everybody, but I'm stating, at least for me,
in your opinion,
the fact that all of the really good talent that like I want to see on a weekly basis are all wrestling on AEW. So like there's no reason for me to get Ring of Honor. They're not, again, other people can have other opinions. My opinion is like Claudio was the world champion, but I was seeing Claudio almost every week on AEW. So like why am I going to pay extra to watch Ring of Honor to see Claudio in matches when I can?
I think we talked about that before.
So.
You said how that was a big like factor.
Like that's a thing for me. Like,
well, do you think it would help if they did what the same formula that they would do for that they do for like same formula that NXT does for WWE, where they bring people over from the main roster? Do you think that would help?
I feel like that's what they're trying to do right now, because it's like Claudio was the world champion and now Eddie Kingston is, and they're both like on AEW TV a lot, and they were both on Ring of Honor TV a lot. But like maybe that's what they're trying to do with the fact that like Hangman and the Young Bucks won the six-man tag titles. Like maybe they're gonna try to like get that crossover a little bit. As far as I'm aware, they've won the six-man tag titles and haven't been on ROH TV yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I've heard. Honestly, the only person who does not appear on AEW television that I really want to see who's in Ring of Honor is Athena. Like other than that, anybody I want to see that's on Ring of Honor is regularly on AEW at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it would be, I'll also say this, it would be different if it was on TV and I could just watch it, but you're telling me to pay more money to watch it.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm like, I'm not going to pay money when I can watch these other guys. You know what I mean? Like if I could watch the same guys, I think that's what it is. It's not that.
And as far as you're concerned, it's a lesser quality, because you're like, I was not interested in it at all. So why am I paying for something that I don't like when there's something good that I like that is for free that I'm watching?
Right. Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think that's the difference is the fact that I have to pay for it. So that's what's making me be like, another example. MJF and Adam Cole are the Ring of Honor Tag Champions and have been for, what, a month? 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you neither one of those guys have shown up on ROH TV.
Yeah.
So, like, half of the ROH titles are, like, the champions aren't ever on the show. So, like, what else am I watching? I don't know. Whatever. I'm moving on.
Speaking of which, the next match is an ROH match.
Yeah. Claudio Castagnoli and Josh Barnett.
Yeah, I saw the promo for him, and I'm like...
Another guy I couldn't tell you what he looks like or pick him out.
And I'm sure, like, when we watch the match, we're like, oh, he's all right. He's good. Or he's garbage, and I never want to see him again. I'm sure we'll be like, oh, okay. That guy does stuff.
Let me see what he looks like. Oh, this guy.
I know what he looks like. I just didn't. I've only seen a match by him.
Oh. All right. I'm going to go Claudio.
I'm going to go Claudio as well. Because, is it for the ROH title?
No, Claudio's not the champ anymore.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Then
why are they doing... I'm sorry, then why are they doing that? It
just
seems
to
like
get Claudio on the show. This is like the standard... So this is something I actively, not all the time, but sometimes have a problem with, is they'll be like, here's the 14 matches, like crazy number of matches, and it's just because he's trying to get everybody on the show. And I'm like, would you stop trying to get everybody on these pay-per-views?
It's like that video you told me about, or the video that you sent me.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, stop booking the people that are always the same. Like it's always trying to make everyone look good and win the matches. It's like, yeah, but if you just kind of change stuff up and just try to like you'd think they'd rotate it to be like, if someone lost the title, like Claudio or something, like they have like Keith Lee come in and rotate him and give some other people a break. It's just like Jon Moxley didn't get his break until he got a concussion. It's like, give him time to, even if he doesn't want to, give him like, hey, Jon Moxley, just back off a little bit.
Yeah. Or it's also cool to like be like, okay, he's done with that feud. Let's like kind of roll him into the next feud.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they don't do that. They go like, okay, they finish a pay-per-view and the big feud is done, and then they do like whatever matches for like 6 to 8 weeks until it's like 2 weeks before the next pay-per-view, and then they start like what the next feud is, which is kind of annoying because that video essay I feel like was really right in the fact that like in the early days of AEW, it felt like every week of Dynamite was must-watch TV because they were constantly building up feuds and paying off feuds on non-pay-per-view. Like they would have A-level feuds that like the payoffs and endings would be on pay-per-views, B-level feuds where it'd be half and half, and they'd have C-level feuds where like they would come and go on Dynamite, and so like it always felt like Dynamite had something going on. Now, I will also agree that a lot of the beginning was like, here's this crazy like dream match. And like now they don't have that like nostalgia, like crazy dream match thing really going for them anymore. And I feel like they need to do a better job of ushering in these rivalries and storylines and stuff, which I think they're like working on. Like a perfect example is the Adam Cole, MJF, Roderick Strong. Like, that is very interesting. I do want to talk to you about that.
Well, I think as far as storylines, I think it does. I don't think anyone's doing it right as far as the other company. I don't think they're doing it right as far as besides the main events. I don't think the stories really kind of like correlate that well.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, I get
like it feels like you'll get 2, maybe 3 really good stories, and the rest are just like, I'm going to fight you stories.
Yeah, I think the weird thing is, too, the fact of, like, you said, like...
which is where I wish... I mean, I also understand how difficult it can be to do that in professional wrestling. But it's also, like, that was where, at the beginning of AEW, the, like, ranking system thing was, like, really cool. Because they never did this... not never, but very rarely did they do the, like, well, we're just going to have a battle royal to determine the number 1 contender, which they do all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, who's consistently winning matches and who's like higher up on the ranks, and you can build a whole rivalry around wanting your rank to be better than this other guy's rank, and you're gonna fight it out for it. Like,
do you think, and not to say it's your fault or people who are like you, well, I'm saying like, do you think the death of AEW Dark and all them, do you think that's an issue? Do you think that's the reason why the ranking system? Because they were using AEW Dark and Elevation to build that stuff up.
Right. I actually think it was... I think Dark and Elevation were actually a detriment to the ranking system.
Because it would just be like, you would... Well, I'm saying...
Because
you didn't watch it.
Here's why.
Okay.
It's a detriment to the ranking system because it proved that you can't do... When you're doing stuff like that, you can't... It's very difficult, or you can't do a ranking system in AEW. Because, or in professional wrestling, if you're going to have those lower level shows, because you would have guys who were on the show, like Orange Cassidy or Jungle Boy, who were on the show winning every single week or consistently. And, you know, they had that whole thing where I think it was like Jungle Boy was the first male superstar to get to 50 wins and then get to 100 wins. Okay, why is he not the number 1 ranked guy to fight for the championship then? Like, they had to, like, come up with this weird rule explaining where they were like, oh, your ranking is the number of wins and losses, but also your wins count. They literally would say this on commentary, but your wins, but wins count more and carry more weight based on who you win. But it's like, that's not how a win-loss ranking system works.
So what I'm saying is that as much as you don't like Dark, or you didn't watch Dark, the ranking system, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's inevitably flawed. You can't really say that you're...
Well, right. Dark was trying to build up certain guys. So, therefore, all of the guys who are on Dark have better well, not all of the guys, but, like, the guys they're pushing on Dark inevitably have better win-loss records than your main talent, because you don't have your main talent wrestling every week.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd have Orange Cassidy wrestling on both shows every week.
Yeah.
So inevitably, guys like Orange Cassidy, Jungle Boy stuff would have better rankings. So they should be the guys going for the championship, not the guys you're pushing on TV.
Yeah, they should have the people who were going to go for the titles to be on Dark, but they never really had.
Correct.
Like they had Adam Cole on there a couple times. They had the Young Bucks.
No, they had them there a couple
Britt
times.
Baker
but
once.
yeah, shows like Dark kind of prove the. Shows like Dark kind of basically become the needle in the side of trying to do a ranking
system. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm looking at it as a whole, this old system, because you're saying the ranking system was good, but the dark elevation, dark stuff didn't really work. But I'm like, I think as a whole, it's together to the point where like...
Oh, no, I'm not saying that dark and elevation didn't work. I'm saying that... Sorry, I'm saying the combination of the ranking system paired with shows
then
like
we're
Dark
saying
and
the same
Elevation
thing.
don't work.
Okay,
sorry.
That's
what I'm saying.
The way you started off, I was like, well, I mean, it has to go hand in hand if one doesn't work with the other one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
That's my bad. I was trying to say that those two ideas together don't
And then
work.
once you explain the whole thing of like the weight behind the people they fought, I'm like, that's fucking stupid. What the fuck is that?
That's what I said. But it was such a unique concept that like at the beginning when they weren't doing Dark and Elevation and they had just Dynamite, it worked really well and was like really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. The new system is weird. I also think that because I was like, well, once Dark and Elevation went, it was because Collision was coming up.
Right.
And Collision, I assume, I mean, people will say it wasn't, but it was because of CM Punk?
I mean, I'm sure CM Punk was a catalyst for it. I find it really hard to believe that an entire company and network bought into a weekly 2-hour television program for one person.
I think it was the lightning rod of like, hey, we have this good guy who people are going to want to see. And then they're like, we got the show. All right, take the lightning rod away because we don't really need it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there has to have been other.
I mean with executives, not with like fans.
Right. I mean there have to be other factors. There's no way that one singular guy somehow like convinced Warner Brothers to fund it. Like it's just that's just not how business works. You know what? If I think back to when Collision started, which was the beginning of the summer, I would not be surprised if Warner Brothers. Part of the reason Warner Brothers bought into Collision as a weekly show is because they saw, they figured that the writers were going to strike. Because then they could keep running Collision, and you don't need writers for pro wrestling.
That's true.
Well, they're not. You know what I mean? They're not using traditional Hollywood writers that are covered under the thing. Because like they started the show and then I think the writers started striking like 2 weeks later.
And that not having writers, that would be a dream. Speaking of dream, WrestleDream.
Next match here, Nick Wayne
Wayne
and Luchasaurus. Who wins this one?
Why do we need this?
I don't know. Get everybody on the show. Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus.
They could do this on a Collision though.
I agree.
They could have did this yesterday.
They could have done this yesterday, and I would have been interested to watch it. The fact that it's on the pre-show makes me less interested to watch it.
That's interesting. I would probably say
I'm going Lucha.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go Luchasaurus. I mean, it'd be weird if Nick Wayne just beat Luchasaurus straight up.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Last pre-show match, The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass against Shane Haste, Mikey Nicholas, and Bad Dude Tito.
That's a squash, right?
Probably.
That's an absolute squash. That's The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
I've never even heard
squash.
At least I've heard the names of the other people in the other matches. I've never heard of these three
That's
people.
what I mean. It's a fucking squash.
All right, Acclaimed.
Besides Josh Barrett, have you ever heard of Josh Barrett?
No.
Well then, Claudio's match, you know that Claudio's going to win, but that's an absolute squash for those three guys.
Squash.
They're going to get destroyed.
Moving up into the main card.
I felt like this match was so randomly put together.
Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta.
You had my respect, but it turns out you don't have my respect. So now we're gonna fight at WrestleDream.
Well, no, it was because of the handshake thing.
Yeah, but it looked like.
Did you watch the promo?
I saw it. I saw the whole thing. Okay, I still think it's a stupid setup.
Oh, okay.
I had my respect, but after you got mad about me for giving you respect that I done out, like Wheeler Yuta explaining it to him was so fucking stupid. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Wheeler Yuta being like, oh shit, you were just gonna shake his hand. I'm sorry, man. I just came to apologize. Ricky Starks was like, fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Who you got? We'll go back and forth with who goes first.
I'm gonna say Ricky Starks, and not clean.
Yep. I got Starks. I think this is so Starks can have a win.
Yeah.
And they can try to keep pushing him. Because it's time to pull the gun. Speaking of guns. Young Bucks, Lucha Brothers, the Guns, Cassidy and Hook, with the winner earning a future AEW Tag Team Championship shot.
What do you mean a future? I don't like the fact that they said a future tag
earning
team
a
title
future
shot.
tag team title shot. That's just the way somebody wrote it. Well,
Okay.
no, because they didn't state it doesn't say when they get the match. It just says they get a match.
That's gonna be an interesting match.
The number one contender match. Basically.
It's gonna be good.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
But what's with Orange Cassidy and Hook? Because I remember the first promo, and then I was like, wait, does that mean they're just gonna be friends
Exactly.
now?
Why can't the best friends be in this match?
Yeah. Why aren't they exactly? Is Trent hurt? Is
no? Because they wrestled on Collision,
Chuck
didn't they?
Taylor hurt?
No, they wrestled on Collision this week.
They fought the Kingdom. Fuck, they did.
Fuck the Kingdom. God damn it, I'm so angry about that storyline.
I just don't get it.
Okay. So here's what I think this is. This is Orange Cassidy teaming with Hook to get into this match because they have nothing for Orange Cassidy, even though he just came off of that huge fucking match with Jon Moxley, and they should be putting him into a big money singles feud to continue growing his star, but they have nothing for him.
Well, I mean, I think...
And so they're just like, we'll throw him with Hook.
Me personally, I think he could go for a different title, like the TNT.
That's what I'm saying. He should be in a singles feud.
The Darby one is taking way too fucking long.
I agree with that.
And the fact that, like, you wouldn't put him with
He took the words right out of my mouth.
You wouldn't put him with the World Heavyweight because...
He could still go into... There are so many people in here. He could go into a singles feud with somebody. It doesn't have to be for another title.
Oh, okay. I always
I'm saying he should be in a... He should be featured in a prominent singles feud.
They should have had him in like a... If this is going to be like Forbidden Door-esque, I think. I mean, I feel like it's very Forbidden Door-esque, especially if it's a tribute to Inoki.
You're right.
I feel like they should at least do like some kind of crossover with New Japan, because then you could just do like...
They do have some crossover.
Yeah, some of it. But
Not
some
a
of
lot,
it's ROH though.
True.
So I just feel like they should do more of that, and then just have like, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of crossover between New Japan.
I'm gonna call something. So I'm gonna call something that I think would be more interesting than what we're seeing. Based on the fact that what's his name? Don Callis. Was all about like, Kenny Omega, and like all he wanted to do is play video games with his buddies and hang out and blah 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 instead of winning world championships.
Who doesn't?
Why the fuck? Like, instead of being like, we're gonna kill Kota Ibushi and keep this goddamn Takeshita Kenny Omega rivalry going, it would have made more sense if the next person he wanted to go after was Orange Cassidy.
That would have been good. I would have liked that.
And then honestly, I would have had Takeshita win the feud, and he would have moved on to either the international title or the world title.
Yeah,
anyway, I think that would be way more interesting than Cassidy and Hook, and Takeshita going after Ibushi. And it's not even a fucking singles match with Ibushi. So what the fuck was the point of that? I'm so angry.
What do you have for this?
Jesus Christ.
I feel like the two that are obvious.
I'm between two.
Is it the same as mine?
I don't know. I'm between the Guns and Cassidy and Hook.
No, I have the Lucha Brothers or Bucks. Because if you think about it, it's going to be FTR. So I'm like, what are they going to do?
I don't have Bucks. I don't have Bucks because they're the 6-man tag champs.
Yeah.
So I think they don't win this match.
All right, then I would say Lucha Brothers.
Lucha Bros, I'm 50-50 on because A, they had to change plans, so Rey Fenix became the international champion. Also, I'm also like, is Phoenix going to do a lot in this match? Because he looked fucked up in that match on Wednesday. Like he looked like he was hurting. Like I was.
Oh my god.
Like I was like he looks like we're gonna find out tomorrow he's injured and has to vacate the title.
Are we gonna see Orange Cassidy and Hook win this?
Because
then I'm like
maybe.
the Guns.
I could see Cassidy and Hook winning it. They do a one-off match like this upcoming Saturday, and then they break up as a team. Like, and then the team is done. It's just like a one-off
They do
thing.
Orange Cassidy versus Hook.
I hope not. Poor Hook. He just keeps trying to tag team with every person he runs across at this point.
Well, because it's like if you put him like up against somebody, he's just like obviously he's gonna win because he's so over.
They need to do something interesting with Hook.
So anyway,
I'm gonna go Guns. I'm gonna go with Guns.
I feel like the Guns are so busy. We'll get to it, but the MJF thing and the Gun Club,
or
the Bullet Club, I'm like, I feel like that's something that they could involve the Guns with.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
The match that I am most looking forward to on this card.
Really? Ooh.
Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page.
Oh.
Your turn to go first, by the way.
I don't know, dude. I mean, even with the contract signing.
Do you want me to go first? Because I know.
No. Let me explain.
Because I know who I'm picking.
With the contract signing, I feel like it was such a. I just didn't feel the motivation from either of them. I really like Swerve Strickland, and I'm gonna say Swerve Strickland.
Okay.
But the concept that I don't know like the motivation for either of them. Like Swerve Strickland and Hangman, like Swerve, because it was like Hangman just started yelling, like, "Listen, Swerve." He does this thing where like he says something and then like says it again. Well, he'll be like, "You want to know who I picked, Kibbles? You want to know who I picked?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we just pick. Tell me who you picked." And he does it like multiple times throughout that whole contract signing.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna say Swerve, but then also even with his whole monologue with Swerve, he's like, I wanted his spot. I wanted Hangman's spot. I'm like, Hangman hasn't been champion for like a year or so.
Yeah.
And he's not really the top guy right now. So I don't know what you're talking about by his spot. What spot are you talking about? That's the weird part that I was like, didn't understand. And it's probably easily explained, but I'm like, I still don't know what you're talking about. Like,
yeah.
When Swerve started going talking, I'm like, what are you saying?
It's almost like the promo that came like a year too late.
Yeah.
So if he was coming after him like a year ago, it would have made sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel that way. It just doesn't feel right.
The Swerve. Swerve's my pick. What I really want out of this is Swerve to win and move on to a singles championship. A championship rivalry. I would
beat
love
Rey Fenix.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
dude,
give him a title.
If Rey Fenix is maybe not 100%, but let's say Rey Fenix wrestles the normal way Rey Fenix does. Swerve Strickland and Rey Fenix?
Yeah.
Tell me that would not be a fucking ball match.
Swerve Strickland's great. He should get
That's like match of the year candidate shit right there.
Do you think, and this is a stretch because there's no need for it, but do you think he'd ever have like...
I also think him and MJF would be fucking awesome.
There's a lot of people that MJF could go against that'd just be awesome, but...
And they're doing nothing. Jesus Christ, I'm so
hold
angry.
on. They're doing something, but I don't know exactly what yet. The next one's Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Kota Ibushi versus Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay, which I'm in already.
Is it Sammy Guevara or Sammy Guevara?
Sammy Guevara. You know, I was so focused on Konosuke that I was fucked up Guevara. And Will Ospreay, which Will Ospreay is, I'm already in.
This is going to be an awesome match.
I just think Will Ospreay in anything is great.
This is going to be an awesome match, but I will also say that I feel like I'm not interested in the story of this match at all.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome match. I don't give a shit about anything else. I got Takeshita, Guevara, Ospreay.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to win too because they should all win on singles.
Right.
So I wonder.
And then, dear God, can we please move on from this Don Callis, Kenny Omega shit?
Yeah,
I'm done.
I wonder if Kota Ibushi was the guy that is part of that meme, because he does look like Kota Ibushi does look like the guy from the one where he does the Hurricane Run off the top and Will Ospreay just lands on his feet. I don't know if that's him.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I have to look it up. But anyway,
next is Bryan Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr. So
clearly
this is not written in the main event order.
Do you think that'd be main event? I feel like it would be.
I think it's main event.
Yeah, I feel like the same.
I think it's main event. I think the only other match on here that could potentially main event over it would be the 2 out of 3 Falls TNT Championship. And if that is the last match of the night, then I'll put my money where my mouth is. If that is the last match of the night, Edge is fucking showing up at this pay-per-view.
Edge is fucking showing up if the
TNT match is the final.
God, that'd be fucking
Edge is
awesome.
fucking showing up.
Okay, so Danielson. Okay, so Danielson.
I think he's going on a 1-year tear. He's had some fucking amazing matches with 2 amazing matches with Ricky Starks. I think he's going to have a bomb-ass match here with Zack Sabre Jr., and then he's going to call a shot on somebody else. And
Nigel McGuinness?
Maybe, yeah. I thought that's who he was talking about it for, because when he first started doing that promo, in my head I was like, he's either calling out Zack Sabre or he's calling out Nigel McGuinness. I could
Full Gear, I don't know.
I could see them waiting and having Nigel McGuinness be Danielson's last match. I could see that.
That could be.
Anyway,
Eddie Kingston versus a nice old Shibata roll.
Shibata. Both championships are on the line. The Ring of Honor World Championship and the New Japan Strong Championship.
Turkey sandwich on a nice Shibata.
On a nice Shibata.
On a nice Shibata
roll. So Eddie Kingston holds 2 titles. Shibata holds one
the Ring of Honor
one
right?
title. No. Who? Eddie Kingston?
No, Shibata has the Ring of Honor
Pure Championship.
Yeah.
Yep. His title's not on the line.
Yeah, I saw that.
Eddie's putting both of his titles.
Why don't they just put all 3 of them and then have Eddie Kingston have 3 titles?
Why don't they just tell us Eddie Kingston's going to win this match?
I mean, you kind of set it up as that, but
Move on. Do we care?
Yeah, Eddie Kingston, obviously.
TBS, Statlander and Hart.
God, I fucking love Statlander.
Statlander's
so fucking cool.
I'm actually on the fence with this one. I could see either one of them winning this.
So I've been working on the pop video, and I'm going back and watching like some of her intergender matches.
Pop
her versus her boyfriend, her versus Joey Janela, her versus Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm.
They're just fucking crazy. Her versus John Silver.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking just, and this is like alien, but just fucking
alien
wild.
Statlander.
Like the one was like Joey Janela's was, he like suplexed her through a door that was like propped up on the second rope,
and
then he went to go pin and just like did that like beyond belief kind of look like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? And then she finally just does like a super kick after he goes, "Stay down, you stupid alien bitch," and then kicks her in the face and pins her. But yeah, she's just great. Of course, I would say Statlander. There's a bias behind this, but
I could see either winning, because I could see Julia Hart winning, and maybe they continue as Statlander with an actual rivalry and not just this Julia Hart's winning matches, and then she's like, I want the title, and Statlander's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Also because, I don't know. I guess I'm also like, okay, if Julia Hart doesn't win, what do you do with her? Because Brody's still hurt.
They could also do a Julia Hart loses, and then they do the next review do like a special stipulation, like whatever Julia wants.
I could do. Yeah.
I mean, you could always do that stuff. Kind of like it's something WWE used to do, which kind of does work. I mean, they did it with Becky Lynch this Saturday. Oh, by the way, the picture. There's a picture of her.
Yeah,
it looks like someone stuffed peaches and cream in her arm. Yeah. It's disgusting.
It doesn't look good.
It looks like peaches are oozing out of her arm. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
But yeah, they do that with like, the rematch for that was a Extreme Rules match, and that was, good. That was fun.
That's good. They could do that. Either way, I would like to see. I'll go Statlander, and I would like to see this continue as an actual rivalry.
Because you got to put more weight behind it. Like even some of these matches where like some of the matches you're doing here, like the 6-man tag for the Omega and all them, the Don Callis Takeshita thing, you're not really just doing you're not really building up like. They're not doing like the brawls where like they have to break up Takeshita and Omega. It's just like this weird like they're talking shit on each other and then they're doing this weird 6-man tag or these weird tag team matches.
Yeah.
It's like just have them fight and then have
them
do
trying
like
to get everybody on the show.
Well, like
same thing with this 4-way for the tag title shot.
And then Kenny Omega could do like Takeshita in a cage match or something like that,
or
like a barbed wire death, barbed wire exploding barbed wire. I don't know if they're gonna do that ever again, but
probably not.
But yeah,
if they do, just leave out the thing where after half an hour the ring explodes or whatever. Just get rid of that part of the rule.
I just think it's a lot of build up that they're not doing for stuff.
Well, that's the text I sent you guys. Was it last week or this week where I was like, wow, they're doing a terrible job of making me care about this pay-per-view.
They're just packing people into this fucking event.
ROH World Tag Team Championships, MJF in a handicap match against the Righteous because Adam Cole is injured, baby.
Fucking clown car of a pay-per-view.
Which, is he injured?
He is.
Did
you see his leg? Did you see his leg?
Picture of his leg?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gross.
Well, so there's this weird. So what's with?
It's not a work.
It's not a work.
When Samoa Joe that match against Samoa Joe. He jumped off. You can see, like, oh god, nope.
Yeah, but what if it's all a work?
No, I don't. Don't be that guy. Don't be that
guy.
What
if it's all a work and he was the one in the devil mask that attacked?
That's possible, but it doesn't change the fact that his leg is fucked up.
Well, no, he couldn't have been the one that was in the devil mask attacking Jay White because it wasn't MJF. It doesn't look like MJF.
It doesn't look like it. But I'm saying that has nothing to do with him. He wasn't doing anything. The devil wasn't doing anything. So it could be Adam Cole. It's nothing saying that it couldn't be Adam Cole.
And it definitely wasn't Adam Cole, because if his leg's fucked up, he couldn't have been the guy standing there.
But you could just be like, it was me. No one's going to be like, well, why weren't you wearing crutches? It's fucking wrestling. Just don't fucking worry about it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Britt Baker put that up.
Or they're working us all.
Oh, my
They're working us all.
It's actually Britt Baker's dad's leg. He fucked up his leg years ago.
Years ago. So here's the weird predicament we're in. Adam Cole's not in this match, so he can't take the fall. And I can't see the Righteous fucking pinning the world champion. So MJF beats them both?
Yeah. MJF's going to beat him. MJF is going to look... And you know what? And people are going to fucking pop. It doesn't fucking matter. They're going to fucking love it.
Why the fuck is it not the Kingdom?
If you would have told me 2 years ago that MJF would probably be the biggest name and everyone fucking love him, I'd be like, what the fuck are you smoking?
Why the fuck is this not the Kingdom? You know what I thought was going to happen on Wednesday?
Even better that's not the Kingdom, because in that way, they don't have to do that. I think, if I'm being real, I think that the Kingdom... And Roddy are up to the whole devil thing, because I think they're trying to make him look like a bad guy.
I thought it was them, and then so I was like, this is really weird, and then I was like, maybe it's them, and then somebody online was like, what if Adam Cole's injury is a work, and Adam Cole was the one in the devil mask, and then they took out the opposition, they screw MJF out of the tag titles without Cole having to be in the match. And then the only thing they'd have to explain would be why, what did Roddy Strong say to Adam Cole before the Joe match that changed his mind? To, do this. I don't know. But, I don't know. I feel like this match would be, I shouldn't even say I feel like. I absolutely would be more into this match if it was the Kingdom, because it's the Righteous. I
think they're building
have no
something
feelings
up.
about this match.
Whatever they're doing, MJF has complete.
You know what I thought was going to happen on Wednesday?
What?
Tell me this would not be a better story. I thought on Wednesday, Adam Cole was going to come out and announce and say about his foot being broken and whatever, and then I thought somehow, then the Kingdom and Roddy Strong would come out. And I thought somehow it was going to end up Cole was going to be telling MJF to let Roddy take his place. And it would be Roddy and MJF against the Righteous. That would have been entertaining as shit. And then you could have those moments where like they're doing like the slap tag to each other and shit.
Yeah.
And then you either have them like somehow like accidentally work together and keep the belts, or you let Roddy purposefully he wrestles the match and then purposefully lets the Righteous pin him. So then he gets his buddy Adam away from MJF because they're not tag champs anymore.
That's true.
That would have been a much better story to tell. Anyway,
I don't know. Whatever they're doing with them, it's like a slow burn.
yeah,
And they're trying to plan something out.
It's a good. Here's what I say. It's a really good story that I think, like a lot of AEW stories, is starting to run its course a little bit with me. AEW has a tendency to let things linger way longer than they should.
You have to realize, and I've learned full confidence. It involves MJF, so whatever he's planning, he knows what he's doing, and it's going to be there's going to be a payoff. And it's going to be the devil thing. That was a good payoff, even though we all knew it was him.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good ending to stuff where it's like he knows when to end it and when to put it together and say, look, this is where it's it's going to get to this point.
Yeah, this is one where I feel like they need to shit or get off the pot. Like, are we going to do a thing where like there's going to be the devil guys running around for like the next like 6 weeks jumping people and you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's exactly why I think that they're going to involve the Kingdom and Roddy in this thing, because of the fact that that's going to keep it still fresh.
Right.
And then eventually maybe we'll find out it's this person or this person,
right,
or Adam Cole or whatever.
Right. Well, that's like I said, I think it would have been really interesting if they like somehow got Cole to like try to talk MJF into letting Roddy be his tag partner. And maybe that's coming. Like,
I completely think that eventually the Kingdom will go against the World Tag Team ROH champions.
Yeah, like maybe that's coming. Like maybe MJF barely wins this match, and then like the next thing is him being like, I can't do this in a handicap. He's like saying that to Cole, and so then Cole somehow convinces him to like reluctantly tag with Strong. Yeah. Maybe that's coming.
But I feel like they're not trying to back out on this match because they wanted to just do I think they're just building the ROH tag titles as the two of them. They don't want to just be like, oh, it's just a gimmick. We wanted it all in, and then we just lose it immediately.
The other rumor I've seen that I don't know that I believe, but I'll just state it because I read it somewhere, was that the plan was MJF and Cole against the Kingdom, and because the Kingdom's like 4-team match to determine number one contender was on after Adam Cole busted up his foot. So there has been like wondering in the community if the Kingdom was supposed to win that match, and then what they did was they called an audible and had somebody else win because they knew they couldn't have Adam Cole in the match. Yeah, because they knew Cole wasn't going to be able to wrestle, so they called an audible.
Absolutely.
So that way MJ. But see, then that's the only weird thing is like if Cole's ankle is really broken in 3 places, he's going to be out for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know that they can keep it interesting enough to go 6 months to wait for Adam Cole to come back.
I mean, they could certainly do the devil thing intermittently and just be like, it was Adam Cole.
Yeah. No, they can. I mean, they can do stuff to be interesting. I'm just talking about like if they're gonna have MJF stay the tag champs all the way for 6 months until like I don't know if they could keep that interesting enough for me.
Yeah, it'd be pretty bad.
That's why I think the way to go is you got to get Roddy in there.
It might have to come down to that in order to keep it
interesting,
and they might have to keep winning as a team,
which I'm fine with. What I'm not a fan of is if they're going to be like, for the next 6 months, anytime MJF is in this tag match, it's going to be a handicap match, and MJF's always going to win. I'm never a fan.
That's not going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of when they. Now I like when they do it sometimes. But I'm never a fan of when some singles wrestler or whatever is able to just dominate any tag team.
Yeah,
I hate that. WWE does it all the time.
You don't want to have this thing where like they kind of telegraph their setup in the match.
I hate it. Moving on.
Yeah,
the other tag team championships.
Aussie.
Oi.
It's Aussie Open.
I think it's your turn to pick first.
Versus FTR for the World AEW Tag Team Champions.
Speaking of match,
let me tell you, I'm going for FTR.
Same here. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be FTR.
Top guys leaving the building with the motherfucking titles.
And TNT Championship, Christian Cage, Darby Allin, 2 out of 3 falls.
Again, let's precipice it. Breakfast it? This morning I had breakfast. Let's say that this is the main event. Do you think, and I would even do this, I would even go this far. Fucking Inception this bitch. Have it the main event and not have Edge come out.
I hate it.
That would fuck with people, but it would get them to watch the main event.
It would fuck with people.
But it would get people to watch the main event.
I think the only way this main event's over Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr. is if Edge is coming out.
And helping Darby Allin win.
Maybe? I don't know.
I think so. I think Edge
I'll say this.
I think if Edge comes to AEW, he's going to wrestle people he's never fought before, and then he's going to be like, okay, I'm done.
Wait, why would he help Darby Allin then?
Because then he'd have to fight Christian.
He's fought Christian before.
Well, I'm saying he's going to fight Christian because it's Christian. Because he knows him. Listen, I didn't think that all the way through, okay?
You were like, he's going to fight people he's never fought before. That's why he's going to fight Christian.
And Christian. Luchasaurus. He's going to fight Luchasaurus, okay? Is that what you want? Is that what you want from me?
That is what I want.
I thought, I was the exception, obviously, being Christian, but the other people that he's never fought before, people like Bryan Danielson and
Muhammad Ali,
John Moxley, and
Chris Jericho.
Miro. Chris Jericho. People he's never fought before. Swerve Strickland. He probably never fought Swerve Strickland, actually.
I don't think he's fought Miro because I think he was hurt I think he was retired by the time Miro came in, and then by the time Miro left was when he came back.
Even his hot wife?
I'm just talking about Miro.
But his hot wife left too?
Eventually. His hot and flexible wife?
So is she gonna...
What the fuck is going on with that?
Is she gonna manage Andrade?
Maybe.
And also, I'm gonna fuck this up, but the Gonks, the El something Grabanables or whatever, the fucking Roosh group.
Yeah.
Why isn't Andrade back with them?
I don't know.
He left for a little bit.
I
came back and was like, I'm not with these guys anymore.
I thought, well, so that's where I thought, because he had the whole rivalry with House of Black, and I thought that's where it was leading. I thought it was leading to House of Black versus them three for the trios titles, and then it didn't happen. And I don't know.
Because now they have whatever the guy's name is, the other guy. The not Ray Fenix. Not Penta.
We care so much about this match, we start talking about something else.
We just want Edge. I want Edge. I want Edge to show up.
I got Christian.
Why? Why do this so many fucking times over just to have Christian win again?
I don't know.
You talk about the shit getting old real quick.
But I feel
this has gotten old real quick. Fucking either give Darby Allin and walk away, or fucking just don't bother this shit anymore.
I feel like Edge wins with shenanigans, or Edge wins. Christian wins with shenanigans. Whether it's Edge,
how's Edge gonna be in it?
Or it's Nick Wayne, because he's been like trying to get Nick Wayne to like join him.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that. But if this is the case, I don't want Darby Allin going for the TNT title again.
I agree.
For another couple of months.
Should be done. I think. I'll say this: no matter who wins, there's going to be shenanigans.
There will be a bunch of shenanigans. What did it? Oh, never mind. I was going to say what it.
Maybe Nick Wayne tries to help Darby, and then what's his name? AR Fox then tries to come out and help, and he accidentally like hits Nick Wayne again, and then Nick Wayne's all pissed, and then Darby Allin's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And then
Edge comes out with a motorcycle helmet.
What? And spears him through a table. Spears him through a table.
And just does the little.
How about this? Who gets the first fall?
You really want to lose that finger, don't you?
I do. I got Darby.
I feel like I think Christian.
See, I said Christian. Darby because Christian had that whole promo where he's like, "I'm a better wrestler than you, and you just use all the weapons and stuff, and you can't out wrestle me," and blah blah blah. So I was like, Darby surprises him with the first fall.
Okay, and then
I could legitimately even see Darby surprising, beating him with the first fall in like the first 2-3 minutes. He gets like a quick roll up, and then Christian's like, "Fuck."
Then I feel like you're right, and Christian will win.
I also feel like it's very predictable to have the heel get the first fall, and then the babyface has to fight back. So I'm just going with the opposite.
Yeah, I get you. Well, we will see tonight. And if you're listening to this, it means it's already happened, and you'll see if we're right, and we'll see who lost the finger.
Going at it tonight. Spotted on the rooftop, top of the world.
Tonight.
You know, they called this WrestleDream, and then
hold on. Where are we dancing?
The end of the Hollywood sign.
Okay. I don't know if I'll make it.
But watch how good I fake it.
Yeah, you got it. Hate that song.
Legit was like.
By the way, hate that song.
I legit was trying to think of what the next lyric was.
I could see it in your face. We have a little bit.
So this is
Go ahead.
So this is WrestleDream, and for some reason, every time I think WrestleDream over the last 2-3 days, every time I think WrestleDream, I think of that song. It was only just a dream. That was it R. Kelly? I think. It was only just a dream. Came out like 15 years ago. It was only just a dream.
I don't know if that's
Nelly. Think about us, what we gonna be, open my eyes, yeah, and it was only just a dream.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh fuck. I know what you're talking about.
It was really popular when we were in high school.
Yeah, probably.
Or college. One of the two.
I never went to college, so when I was
when you were working.
Doing nothing.
No, you were working. You were working, man.
Doing nothing.
No, man, you didn't go to college.
Doing nothing.
You were working.
I was fucking doing nothing.
You were making money.
I was doing... Okay, I'll give you that one. So we have some time left over.
We do?
And we have... Well, I mean, I want to give us some time left over. I'm looking at my watch.
Look at my watch. What time do you see?
They can't see it, so why don't you explain? I'm looking at my watch.
He's looking at his watch.
Yeah, I was going to say lie to or tell the truth.
Oh.
I was lying to people.
There's
no watch on my hand.
He's watching the hair grow on his arms.
Oh, my God. We're like, he's looking at his hand. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there. He's looking at his arm.
People have been fired. Did we not talk about this?
People have been fired. We haven't talked about this. They've been released.
Yeah.
They've been told they've been wished best in their future endeavors.
They were there to show the world.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that one.
And people have said that AEW would like to take a Dolph Ziggler.
I mean, he makes sense.
I think the three that are going to be big are Dolph Ziggler, Ali, and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
I think they want Benjamin as like a producer, or maybe do wrestling and do what like Daniel Bryan does. Bryan Danielson?
Yeah, I could see. I could see that. So there's a thought that went through my head.
Go ahead.
The other day.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how many people they decide or do not decide to pick up,
they're gonna pay top dollar for it.
They're gonna pay top dollar for it. That was good.
But not top dollar.
That was good. I in my head I was like, holy shit, is this just another TNA where like every like WWE is just like meh, they let people go and then immediately AEW's like, we're gonna sign you.
Yeah.
Like TNA did.
I think that was a bit of, but also I feel like there was a lot of.
I mean, different situation, but it's just it was funny when I like made the connection in my head. Yeah, I think the only problem is that they're gonna, if they decide to sign these guys, what do they do with those guys? What do they do with their current talent? What do they, like, you know what I mean? Like AEW has a talent problem to kind of begin with.
But they don't have a talent. They don't have the talent problem that it's too many people. They're just not using other people.
That's what I mean. Yeah, correct. That's
No,
what I mean.
I didn't say you were saying that, but I'm just, to be clear, it's like it's not a
Right.
talent issue where it's like they have too much. I feel like they're just not using enough of the other people to
Right.
be like.
Right.
They're
think,
doing.
I think AEW. I think AEW would benefit from a brand split significantly more than WWE would.
But when you look at like WrestleDream, you're sitting there doing the same fucking people over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking rotate them out. Fucking rotate them out. Do fucking, you know how cool Mustafa Ali against Ricky Starks would be?
Mm-hmm.
Or fucking Shelton Benjamin versus fucking, I don't know, Chris Statlander. Sorry, it was the first name I saw. Fucking Shelton Benjamin joining the Acclaimed. I don't fucking know. It's weird.
That'd be
I know.
interesting.
So,
that'd be an interesting choice.
there was something else I wanted to say before you mentioned something.
Oh, sorry.
You done took it. You done took it from me.
I did.
Um,
Can we do a fantasy draft of AEW? If one of us was Collision and one of us was Dynamite?
I don't know. When are we gonna take time to do that?
I don't know.
I know you want to.
I'm just free flowing here.
I know. There's so much of
There's
those
so
people
much
to
to do.
use.
I'll be honest. I absolutely see Dolph Ziggler, showing up.
Yeah.
He seems like a natural grab for AEW, and then he'll get a huge pop when he shows up. Top Dollar could show up and join the Mogul Embassy.
Don't say that. I was
he was
gonna
in
joke
the-
about it earlier.
He
but
was
I'm
in the rap group with Swerve,
Hit Row.
Hit Row.
It's weird that they didn't fire all of them. They just fired Top Dollar.
Yeah,
Because Michael Cole had a say in it.
probably. No,
Um.
because he can't jump over the top rope. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's just so, so weird. The whole concept of the releases in general. The releases are like just a weird group of people that just like, hey, we're just gonna get rid of. There's so many other people they could have. Like, you think they would have just got rid of groups, but just got rid of like random like, Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin and
Yeah, I mean, unless they want to use certain groups for certain things or use certain people for certain things. Dolph, I would say, out of the list of everybody that they got rid of, I would say that Dolph was the biggest surprise, at least for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, looking at the list, I'm like, Dolph is, like, he'd been around for so long, and he was kind of a utility player that they could put into any spot, and he would, like, kind of make it work. So
should have been me.
Like, I could have totally seen him, you know, like, transitioning into, like, more producer stuff or being, like, an NXT trainer or something. Like he, you know what I mean? He's somebody I would have seen as, like, a lifer that they would have, like, put into another position to continue to utilize his skills, which is why he's for me, the most surprising one that they released.
Boogs got fired.
Yeah, Boogs got fired. Did you see he
Because of Vince wasn't around anymore.
He's claiming or he's saying in interviews that his push stopped around the time that Vince left the company, and with all the investigation stuff, and that he's seen as like a toxic. His character is toxic masculinity, and that's why he was.
I didn't hear
kind
that
of toned
part.
down and removed. Yeah, he's saying in some interview that they really wanted to get rid of like toxic masculine stuff from from TV because of Vince, and so that's why he was removed from TV and why he wasn't used. So, and then was eventually let go, and I don't know. I mean, if I recall correctly, he flat out said like if Vince had if that had never happened, like he would have still been on TV. Vince would have still been using him. Like the whole Vince thing killed his momentum and career, basically.
What?
Yeah. Just letting you know.
It's wrestling.
And this isn't people speculating.
The toxic
This
masculinity.
is him saying it.
That's the part that gets me confused. The toxic masculinity part. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What part of you
I was like,
toxic
this is an
masculinity?
I was like, this is a very interesting choice
you
here.
played guitar.
It's very masculine, I guess. I don't know. It's because of the big muscles and the manly mustache. I don't know.
What? I'm so fucking confused by that.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Just his character is not like it wasn't like the masterpiece. He wasn't like fucking oiled up and
The
jacked
masterpiece.
and just showing his guns and treating women like shit. He was playing guitar.
The masterpiece.
Chris Masters.
For Shinsuke Nakamura.
Doesn't make any
He's
sense.
going to have a last man standing match with Rollins.
Is that what they're doing?
I'm fairly certain I saw it was the last man standing match.
Fastlane.
Fastlane.
Because you know what reminds me of wrestling is driving cars.
Yeah, we're all racing to the finish line.
Yep. What finish line again? You're not even racing to a finish line. You were wrestling to win.
I feel like Fastlane makes more sense when it was the pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Because it'd be like Royal Rumble, and then you could be like Fastlane is the fast track to WrestleMania.
Yeah. That does work.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yep. And
what was the one before that?
I think
No Mercy?
I think the main event of the first Fastlane, I could be wrong, was Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. And the winner was getting the shot at WrestleMania, I think. You could put that, you know what I mean? You could work that in there. Like, it's the fast track to WrestleMania. You could have, like, the other world championship has a number one contendership. You know what I mean? You don't get on the fast track to WrestleMania. Fast lane to WrestleMania. It works. Sells itself.
Yeah, sure.
But they moved it.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
But they moved it.
All the shit's fucking stupid. Anyway.
Did you see the intro to No Mercy? Was like the video game.
I did not.
Or they did a video game like thing. So first it pops up and has like the banner and intro, and it does all that the same way that it was for the N64 game. And then they had the character select screen from the N64 with the character models. And then when they would pick the two characters or whatever that were in the match, then it would switch over to
real life.
Yeah, then it would switch over to real life of like clips of them bleeding out. It was like the 3-minute like hype promo video that they show right at the beginning of the show.
It
was pretty cool.
Breaking. Diggity dog.
It was pretty cool.
You remember those songs?
No.
Really? You don't remember the No Mercy songs?
I'm sure if
Breaking.
I heard one, I'd be like, "Oh yeah," but
yeah.
I feel like
SmackDown Mall.
I feel like for me it was
Sorry.
more I feel like for me the songs I remember more are the ones from the early SmackDown versus Raw games and Day of Reckoning, because then that like really opened up like a whole new wheelhouse of music for me and are like songs and shit I still listen to.
Like new metal and fucking
like new metal, like
emo,
like SmackDown. Was it SmackDown versus Raw or was it Day of Reckoning? One of the games had Polyamorous, which was the first Breaking Benjamin song.
They had a lot of Breaking Benjamin in that game.
I
think Firefly was in it too.
So it was the first. It was my first introduction to Breaking Benjamin. It was the first time I had ever heard them. First time I heard Zebrahead.
Yeah, I do remember. What was it? Falling Apart.
Falling Apart. Yeah.
I feel like Alive was in that too.
Maybe.
Or, no, not Alive. It's called Alone. Sorry.
Oh,
Alone.
yeah.
I'm thinking it's Alive.
Now I'm tempted to like look up what the what the soundtracks were.
The other
Is
ones,
this bad? Should I not do this?
maybe not. I mean, if they're gonna don't play it, but yeah, you could look.
No,
it
I'm
up.
not gonna play it.
No, go for it. I think the same with Twisted Metal is the same way. Whereas I was thinking of like a lot of the songs like Dragula and Super Beast, stuff by Rob Zombie. There's songs like Cypress Hill and Rob Zombie, the two bands that like stuck with me after Twisted Metal.
This is an IMDb article, but it doesn't say what year this one was. It just says SmackDown versus Raw soundtracks, so maybe it's the first one. When Worlds Collide by Powerman 5000.
Yeah.
Bring the Noise,
Yep.
Anthrax, and
Public Enemy.
Bone Cracker by Socure. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that either.
Superstars by Styles of
Yeah.
Beyond. That's a good one. Polyamorous and Firefly from Breaking Benjamin. Alone and Falling Apart by Zebrahead.
Yeah.
The Angle by Core. Don't remember that
I
one.
don't remember that one either.
Bottom Line by Swollen Members. Nope, don't remember that one. Last Night on Earth by Spider One. I do remember that one. Oh, sorry, that was it says performed by Powerman 5000.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't Spider the...
Spider One was the... Okay. The way this is listed is terrible.
Actually, fun fact, connecting the SmackDown games with the Twisted Metal games, Rob Zombie brothers with Spider One.
Really?
Yeah, they were brothers. Rob Zombie and Spider from Powerman 5000 are brothers. Actually related. They're actual brothers. There's two brothers. It's a Rick and Morty joke. It's two brothers. The movie's called Two Brothers.
Not Four Brothers? With
No, just
Mark Wahlberg?
Two Brothers. I mean, let's be honest. When you saw that movie, you're like Tyrese, Andre 3000, and Mark Wahlberg, and then some random fuck. You know that guy was gonna fucking die, and he did.
Yeah. You're right.
I saw that movie. I saw the trailer for that movie. I'm like, well, obviously the other guy's gonna die. He's the only one who I don't fucking know who
we
it is.
gotta band together when this guy dies.
Yeah. What was I gonna say about two brothers? Oh, Rick and Morty. Did you watch the trailer for that?
I did not.
It's not bad. I know you probably don't watch Rick and Morty, but the replacements for his voices.
I've seen random episodes of Rick and Morty. I've never sat down and watched the whole
really
show.
Good episodes.
And I think that's because I found, at least for me, I feel like I found it like Aqua Teen. They're ones that I absolutely love, and then the rest of them, I wasted my time watching this.
I can attribute Aqua Teen. I can't attribute it to anything, but Dan Harmon, who did Community, some of the episodes of Rick and Morty very much feel like there is a message or a morality thought behind it, where it's just like you can tell this is Dan Harmon because he's putting this almost existential kind of question out there and being like, well, what do people do when this happens?
Yeah.
Or what do people do when they feel this way? I completely feel that with Community and also Rick and Morty when he makes episodes from that. You can kind of tell it's like, oh yeah, this is Dan Harmon. Which I'm a little worried about that Craptopolis or whatever, the new show that came out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know how you're going to make that real.
I've heard of the show. I don't really know anything about it, but I've heard of it.
People in it. Matt Berry, a lot of good British guys. Matt Berry, Richard Adewati, who is he was in, remember Neighborhood Watch with Ben Stiller?
Yes.
With aliens and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was the fourth person.
Not to be confused with the other Neighborhood Watch movie with aliens.
Which one is
Wait,
that?
was Ben Stiller in the one? What? I feel like there was two that have very similar premises that came out around the same time.
Go ahead. What was Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, and Richard Adewati were the four people in that one. And then at the end of the movie, they find out that Richard Adewati is an alien.
Wasn't there another movie with who's the guy who plays the car thief in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? That Jake Peralta is friends with. I feel like he had a movie that had a similar premise to that.
Unless you're talking about I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about End of Days?
It might be.
There was a lot of people in that. Like Jonah Hill was in that. James Franco. But that was just like the whole Mayan calendar thing.
I feel like he was. Maybe I'm imagining things. I'm probably imagining things. Anyway, we're way off course.
Yeah, I mean, we can finish it here.
Okay.
We talked about the releases. That's the only really thing besides WrestleDream I wanted to talk about.
Yep, do the needful.
And yeah, Peaches coming out of...
You were like, just had it here, so do the needful.
Yeah, and Peaches coming out of Becky Lynch's arm.
Peaches.
Coming out of Becky Lynch's arm.
Somebody should just take that picture and like
that's
slowly zoom up.
That's how
while
you can,
playing that song in the
Oh,
background.
the picture of it?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Slowly.
I'm not going to
slowly
do
zoom
that.
up while that song
No,
plays.
it grossed me out. Because you know what? You can tell that she's so sweet because she's full of peaches.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Now you can do the thing.
Do the needful.
Okay, bye. It's just because it's Don Callis.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I thought that the only opportunity I thought where that was going to happen was I didn't think they would cheer Don Callis, but I thought they would cheer Takeshita against Omega in Chicago. Like when Takeshita would hit a big move and they would cheer, and then if they would do the punches with the boo, they would reverse it and boo Omega and cheer